Hello gin fans and welcome back to STB Does Gin 2.0, the gin channel that solves your problem about what tonic you should put with what gin. That's what I'm doing in my YouTube playlist at the moment. I'm taking each gin, reviewing loads of different gins and then basically testing them with lots of different tonic waters to see what works and what doesn't work. I get this question a lot, Steve, what tonic should I mix with this gin? The truth is, I don't know a lot of the time. I can kind of guess, but this is an experiment for me as much as it is for you guys at home. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. Today we're going to be talking about all about this gin, Bulldog. It's a giant in the gin world. It really is, and yet it's a relatively unheard of gin in the UK. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. This, as I said, is STB Does Gin. I would love you to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. I'm going for 2,000 subscribers and 100,000 views by the end of December 2018. That's my target. That's what I want to achieve. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please, I'd love you to hit the subscribe button and tell your friends as well. Tell your friends, come and check Steve the Barman out on YouTube, because I'm really hoping that I can solve a lot of the mysteries around gin and tonic. So as I've just said, Bulldog is it's a pretty big giant in the whole of the gin world, to be fair, but for some unknown reason it's a relatively unheard of gin in the UK. There isn't too many pubs and bars that have this on their back bar. I have absolutely no idea why, because it is a very quirky London dry gin, and as far as botanical wise in a London dry gin, they're pretty mental, to be honest. They are. Yeah, they are a little bit crazy. We'll talk you through the botanicals in a little bit. I've got them written down because I need to even remember what some of them. I can remember most of them, but where they actually come from is a different story. So why? I have no idea why this is not bigger in the UK. It's pretty big, but you don't really see it in the supermarkets too often. And as I say, you don't really see it on the back bars in a lot of pubs. So let's dive deeper into the story behind Bulldog. The guy that thought about the idea is an Indian businessman. He lived in America, in the USA. It's distilled by contract distilling giants, G&J distillers in the UK, and its biggest market at this precise moment is Spain. As I say, no idea why it isn't that huge in the UK. It's readily available in the UK, not so much supermarkets, but wholesalers online quite a lot. But for some reason, it's just really not taking off over here. Whether it is just a bit too quirky, it's a mental gin, absolutely mental. But I have no idea whether it's the branding, whether it's just they don't put enough emphasis on it in the UK, no idea. But let's change that. Let's tell you all about it. So as I said, brainchild 2006, I think he came up with the idea. He spotted a gap in the market because all the gins at the time were very classic, very kind of juniper led gins, and he wanted to create something very quirky. He's not a distiller himself, so he basically raised £500,000 through friends and contacts, quit his job, and then embarked on a mission to bring this to life. So obviously research takes you to big UK distillers, G&J up in Warrington, Manchester area, and went about that. He then imported it back to the US. He tried to sell it through the US, and he did really well for a start off, but then it kind of sort of tapered out a little bit. And it wasn't until 2008 when kind of the gin craze was absolutely flying in Spain, when he got a call to say, can we import your gin to Spain? And that breathed a new life into his gin. So roll forward 2008 to 2014, I think. He took the gin as far as he could. He wasn't really a one-man band. He had a team behind him, but he was essentially the creator, the director, the marketer, the salesperson. He was doing all that himself. So 2014, step in the Campari group. Campari virtually overnight, and I say the Campari group, if you don't know them, they're owners for it. It's not just Campari, they own a lot of different spirits. Campari virtually took this global in no time at all. I think when Mr. Vora had it, I think he was in about 20-ish different countries. Within months of Campari having it, it was in nearly 100 different companies, because it is that good a gin. So let's talk about the actual gin. To coin the phrase that Brockman's came up with, a gin like no other. I think at the time, I don't think they'd actually encountered this, because this really is, as far as London dry gins go, and bearing in mind you can't really play about with too much with London dry gins. As far as London dry gins go, this whole different level of flavours and botanicals. The actual gin itself is quadruple distilled 4 times. Now there is quite a lot of UK producers that are trying to get their gin out. Distillers, let's get the terminology right. They're trying to get their gin out as quickly as possible. Distill a gin within, I don't know, a few hours. This is a whole labour of love. Quadruple distilled. So they take their neutral base spirit, they macerate all their botanicals in it, and then distill. And obviously that condenses, they collect all the vapour. That is then, so that goes through the process twice. On the third distillation, they then cut it with another neutral spirit, which is the base ingredient of that is Norfolk wheat. So it's then cut down to, I think, 76% ABV with the Norfolk wheat. So redistilled again. So we've gone through that, and then they distill it for a 4th time with, well, I think Welsh, and they cut it down to 40%. Yeah, 40% with Welsh water, some of the finest water available in the UK. So that's how we get there. But let's talk about the actual botanicals in this and where they actually come from, because these are just not botanicals that they found in their back gardens or anything like that. Now I've got them written down to remember them, because they are a bit weird and wacky, some of them. Don't forget, this is a London dry gin, so we don't go too wacky to start off with. So we've got Italian juniper, we've got Moroccan coriander, German angelica root. Now they're pretty standard. Italy is renowned for its juniper. That's one of the best places. Tuscany, I think, is one of the best places to get juniper from. Coriander is, that without a shadow of a doubt, Morocco is the best place for coriander. Angelica root, I'll be honest, I don't know too much about angelica root from other countries, but I see Germany popping up a lot for angelica root. Then we've got from Spain, we've got almonds and we've got lemons. Lemons from the Seville region in Spain. Not sure where the almonds come from, but almonds and lemons from Spain. And then we've got French lavender, and we've got Italian orris. And this is where it starts to get a little bit crazy, because we suddenly go to Turkey, where we get some white poppy seeds. And then the remaining 4, there's 12 botanicals in total, the remaining 4 botanicals come from China. So we've got licorice and cassia bark, which isn't too crazy, but then we've got dragon eye and lotus leaves. Now, lotus leaves, you should know what they are, you know, seen in water, fish tanks, have them quite a lot. But dragon eye is a distant relation to a lychee fruit. Okay, lychee, those pink things in the knobbly sort of shells, you take them out of the shells, they're white. So they are the 12 main botanicals in there. They create a very complex. Now I have tasted this before. As I say, it's been on my radar for about, where are we, 2018? Probably close to about 8 or 9 years it's been on my radar. So I've tasted it before, I know what it tastes like. I've never done this, but I've tasted it neat and I know what it tastes like. But I'm going to do it again for you. So let's get into proper gin tasting. So to taste, we're going to do what we always do. We've got a lovely, lovely gin balloon that I haven't dried up properly. A couple of watermarks around there, I do apologise. We've got a lovely gin balloon. If you don't know where to get those from, have a look in the show notes at the bottom of the YouTube video. Lots of affiliate links in there. Affiliate links help me out. They don't give you a discount, unfortunately. But if you purchase the products by clicking my affiliate links, I get a little bit of commission, not much, a couple of pence here and there, but that helps me a lot, because the tonic waters cost a bit of money, the gin obviously costs a bit of money. I'm doing it for the love of it, but if I can make a little bit of money to help me keep doing these gin videos, that'd be brilliant. So there are affiliate links in the show notes if you want to buy these. Hopefully now you've invested in your ice cube trays to produce lovely big 5cm ice cubes. I haven't got them out, they've got ice in them at the moment, but you get trays that have eight holes in them for 8 ice cubes. Couple of 2-pack on Amazon is I think about 6 or 7 quid. But as I say, affiliate links in the show notes. So we've got our ice cube. What we're going to do, we're just going to pour a tiny bit over there, because I don't want to waste too much, over the ice, and then swirl it around a little bit. So I just want to dilute it. The best way to taste any kind of spirit for me is just to add a little bit of water to it, just to dilute, because the water would then lower the ABV very, very slightly and bring the flavours and the aromas out. So let's have a little taste. Let's have a little smell first. I always do that. I go straight in for the taste. Smell it, barman, smell it. Nearly taste it again. This is such a complex gin because I have no idea what I'm picking out there at all. I'm getting a little bit of spice, maybe. Getting juniper coming through, but after that, they just kind of all mash into once. So let's give it a taste. It's such, as I just said, it is such a complex gin, but weirdly, not weirdly, it's why they make it like this. Those flavours that you get in there just really work really well together. You obviously got the heat because of the alcohol, but you've got a really nice warming feeling as it goes down the back of your throat. Kind of reminiscent to, I'm not a huge whiskey fan, rum maybe, but you know that kind of, not burning, but that nice feeling you get when it goes down the back of your throat. That's what you get from this gin. Now you don't get that with a lot of gins because it's kind of the whole, for me, gin goes with tonic water. They're not really designed to drink neat, a lot of them. That is lovely. I would quite happily drink that, sip that over ice. Flavour wise though, I tell you, I get juniper, I do. I'm used to drinking gin though. Other flavours to pick out. You get a really sort of little bit of tropical fruitness coming from it, but other than that, it's just a lovely kind of warming, neat gin. I'm not a buff, a tasting buff. I can't pick out random flavours that a lot of people do. It's not about that. It tastes nice. It goes down nice in the back of your throat. That's all you need to know. Let's taste it with some tonic waters because that's the whole idea of this video. So as always, with this, I keep saying this every single time, this is experiment circumstances situation, experiment environment. Is that the right word? Whatever the word is. We have got our classic Indian tonic waters this side. We've got our sort of flavoured tonic waters this side. In every single one of these glasses, there's 5 ml of gin and 15 ml of tonic water. My own personal preference for drinking gin and tonics is a 1:3 ratio. I say this, I rant every single video. If you do any more than 1:3 ratio in your gin and tonic, you are diluting down the gin. A lot of people will actually go 1:2. So that's 1 part gin to 3 parts tonic. Now, put that into perspective, as I always do, I'm on the rant. 200 ml bottles of tonic water, pretty standard. Barman, you go to a pub or bar, you go to a bar, you ask for a single gin and tonic, it's 25 ml. Sometimes they'll put the whole bottle of tonic in. That is literally 1:8. Even if you order a double, which is a 50 ml gin, you only want 3/4 of that bottle to take it to a 1:3 ratio. So what I do first is exactly what I've done. Ask for your gin, ask for the ice, give it a little taste, ask for your tonic water and put your tonic water in yourself. If that bottle of tonic water goes between 2 drinks, so be it. Perfect. It's how you want it. You need to taste it. So that's the rant over. 1:3 is the perfect for me. Might be 1:4 for you. There's no wrong if you add a bit more tonic, but I tell you, it's certainly not 1:8. It's certainly not putting a whole bottle of tonic water into a 25 ml gin. Anyway, let's get rid of that. So the first tonic water up. I change the orders about all the time, so I'm not favouring anything because, as I keep saying, I am a Schweppes man. But what I found is that actually Fever Tree works better with a couple of gins that I've done, and Schweppes works better with a couple of the other gins I've done. So we're kind of mixing it up every time. The first tonic water up is Schweppes 1783. I did say that wrong in the last video. I said 1893 for some reason. 1783 has been out 5-6 months now. It's Schweppes' premium version to compete against Fever Tree. So, let's say 5 ml of gin, 15 ml of tonic water, and an ice cube. Oh. First up out of the gate, that is amazing. That's the first. I do like that tonic water neat. That's the first gin that I've actually had the fortune to say that is amazing with it. That works really well. Normal Schweppes, no instructions to that. Been around since the year dot. Let's see what that tastes like. Again, that's really nice. It works. It does work. The Schweppes for me didn't work in the last video, which was that Pinkster, I think it was. For me, didn't work in that one. Sorry, Tanqueray, Florida's Phil was the last video I did. Schweppes for me didn't work in that one. Fever Tree did. Definitely works this time. The third tonic water. This is London Essence. Quite a new kid on the block. Get that from Mercado. I don't think that works. I've got that bitter aftertaste with that one. Fourth tonic water up is Merchant Heart. Get this from Sainsbury's. It is online a little bit, Ocado I think, but Sainsbury's is where I picked this up from. That works. That works better than the normal Schweppes. Yep. Double Dutch. Say classic Indian tonic water. They are known for their flavours, which we've got up here. Their normal Indian tonic water's got an ever so slight hint of grapefruit in it. I wasn't sure about that for a minute. I was expecting to get the bitter sort of juniper quinine kick off the back of it, but I'm not. That's really nice. Right, here we go. Fever Tree up last. I've left you hanging there for a bit. I'm going to say it. That's my least favourite one out of the lot. That's in last place. Wow. My favourite. Oh, that is just next level. That is so good. My favourite combination, classic Indian tonic waters, Schweppes 1783 with Bulldog. Head and shoulders above everything else there. Head and shoulders. They're not even in the same postcode. That is brilliant. Love that. Right, let's get on to these ones. Really shocked by Fever Tree, actually. I don't like that. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. Don't know what it is. Don't like it. Anyway, right, so here's one I haven't rolled out before. This is Peter Spanton. This is a cardamom tonic water. Let me hold that closer for you. You might not see it against my floral shirt, but cardamom tonic water. That's really nice. Cardamom complements that gin beautifully, actually. Right, this is a new one off the block. I've been quite naughty. Well, I haven't. It's legal. German import. These Schweppes haven't released these in the UK yet. We've got pink pepper tonic water. And up here on the shelf, where are they? The other one there is orange blossom and lavender up there. And they've got a cardamom and ginger one as well that I haven't got yet. Imported from Germany. I'm assuming they will come over to the UK very soon. But I just wanted to see what they were like. So this is pink pepper. Oh. Wow. That's just beautiful. Ever so slight hint of the peppercorns on the back there. Complements that gin beautifully. This is Fentimans Connoisseurs tonic water. I love this tonic water with rum and vodka and things like that. Rum and tonic, beautiful. Slightly overpowering for gin for me, but the rum, amazing. So let's see what it tastes like with the gin. Yeah, don't like that. No, don't like that. That's my worst one out of the lot so far. Right, this is Merchant's Heart, rolled out in the last video, rolled out with Pinkster actually. This is Merchant Heart Pink Pepper. Pink pepper or pink peppercorn? Pink peppercorn. This one's pink pepper. It's obviously peppercorn. I really like that when I first tried it. For me, that tastes very artificial in that, whereas that just tastes like a really nice infused kind of peppercorns. So no, don't like those two. This is the London Essence. This is the grapefruit and rosemary one. Really nice. I don't get the gin. Really nice drink. It's quite delicate grapefruit and rosemary. It's not overpowering. It's not like the Fentimans grapefruit at all. It's a tonic water at the end of the day, but it masks the gin. Right, last one up. Fever Tree Mediterranean works with so many gins. Let's go for it. Don't like that. I'm sorry if you can hear the helicopter aeroplane. I live right near Duxford Airfield, that's why. So we always get aeroplanes and helicopters coming over. Anyway, I don't like that. No. Wow, how bizarre. So, I've got to pick my second favourite now. That's by a million miles. Even against flavours, I quite like flavoured tonic waters. Even against that, all day long, those two. If I had to go something else, then the cardamom works really well. The Schweppes pink pepper, you can't really get that unless you want to import it from Germany at the moment. Honestly, you get that on Ocado. Honestly, I'm not even going to really recommend any of those. I'm going to go that one. All day long. That's the only one out of those 12 that I would wholeheartedly say go and drink that now. Schweppes 17.83, only 10-15 pence more a bottle more expensive than that. All day long, those two. Oh, that's lovely. Cheers. Hope you enjoyed that gin review. As I say, I would love it if you subscribe to this channel. Just all their links will pop up in a minute. I'm rolling these videos out at 2 a week, hopefully Sundays and Wednesdays on my YouTube channel. If you've got any gins that you want me to review, I've been asked to do the Seedlip ones, the non-alcoholic gins, so they'll be rolled out soon. Gin Mar or Gin Mare or Gin Mare, however you want to pronounce it. I'm pronouncing it the Cornish way. We'll find out what the Spanish way of pronouncing that is before we roll out the video. So we've got Gin Mar, Gin Mare, Gin Mare, Mare. We've got the Seedlip ones to do. I'm going to do Hendrick's again because I've got a few different tonic waters. We've got cucumber and watermelon, cucumber and watermelon to do with Hendrick's. So, any gins that you want me to review, pop me a little message, hit me up in the comments just below. I've been Steve the Barman. I'll catch you next time on STB Does Gin 2.0.